This is the VZ44 26.5mm flare gun. It's pretty much a Russian design that's been imported to the US by the Czechs. Like most things Russian, it's pretty much all steel construction, and with that comes a little bit of weight. For the gun itself, it's about 35.5 ounces, or a little bit under 2¼ pounds. With the included carry case, it's going to come out to about 57 ounces, or just above 3½ pounds. This is of course unloaded, but loaded I can't imagine you topping out more than 5 pounds for the total carry package. Onto the gun itself. The barrel is just under 6 inches at 5 7/8, so you do get a little bit more muzzle velocity out of those 5-inch flares that are oh so long. With the barrel release, it is serrated, and quite aggressively I might add, so you do get good traction out of it. When you press it forwards, just tip the barrel up and you're ready to load it. When you're ready to close it back up, just slap the top of the barrel and you're good to go. With the hammer is also serrated, not as aggressively as the release, but enough that you do get good traction out of it. An important note on the hammer, you see that firing pin right there? If I try to press this hammer forwards as far as I possibly can, it's not going to contact the hammer unless I depress the trigger. So this is actually safe to carry since it does have a rebounding hammer. So any munitions inside are going to be safe. You can carry it in the carry case without having a fear of a discharge. Now of course, if you depress the trigger and then depress the hammer, then of course the hammer does contact the firing pin. But with a 9-pound trigger pull, this isn't going to happen accidentally. Onto the barrel itself. You do have a nice ejector right here. If I put in this, you can see it does eject it up enough where you do get enough rim to pull the cartridge out. On the off chance that you don't have enough rim to pull it out though, if for some reason this fails, which I don't see it doing ever, they do provide you with a ramrod. Basically all you're going to do with this is, if you have a spent cartridge, then all you're going to do is insert the ramrod and tap it on the ground. It'll work just fine. A note on the barrel, I'm kind of jumping to accessories, but you do get an included bore brush, and after you're done shooting this with either flares or 410, since both shotgun powders and the black powder used in flares is rather dirty, you are going to want to swab this a little bit. Just go back and forth. This is very effective. With the carry case, you do get a lanyard, and you also have a lanyard hole, so you can actually use it too. What you're going to lanyard to, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure you could think of something. Again, if I didn't mention, the grips are Bakelite, so that's pretty much the only non-steel portion of this gun. Everything else is steel. Moving on to the carry case, actually. I'll actually insert it for you. As you can see, you don't have any real interference with the trigger and the carry case, so the carry case isn't going to accidentally actuate that trigger. Since the barrel goes all the way down here, it's a very good construction. It's pretty much all leather. With this side, you do get 3 pouches. I use this far one for the bore brush. You have 2 others here. You could fit an insert or something in one of them. And what I do with the other one is I take 5 rounds of 410 shot shell, and when you slide them in there, they retain quite nicely. So that's a decent way to store ammo. Again, you could actually get 10 rounds in there if you carry your insert in the gun. You're probably not going to need to carry the flares in the gun. The ramrod does go in this little pouch right here. If you take the ramrod out, you might be able to use something else in there, but I think that you're probably just left allocating that to the ramrod. That's the best usage, in my opinion. Moving on to the other side you have 5 pouches that will accommodate those 5-inch flares, and they're substantial enough that they're going to adequately retain them. Now you also get a second pouch that's relatively flat. You could probably store whatever you could fit in here, whether it be documents, some small amount of survival gear, whatever. This will work pretty well for carrying things, small items at least. So, altogether, a pretty good package. As far as accessories I could recommend for it, you've already seen this. This is the Kennesaw Cannon Company 410-45 Colt insert. It runs about $60. Right now, the only retailer you can find on it is going to be Cheaper Than Dirt, unfortunately. Unless, of course, you have connections in the flare community and you can get them elsewhere. If you can get them elsewhere, I recommend it, but for everybody else, just bite the bullet and go to Cheaper Than Dirt. The other insert offered by Kennesaw Cannon is the 22 long rifle. You can get this if you want, but without a sighting mechanism, you're not going to get enough accuracy to be effective with this, in my opinion. I have reviews out on both of these, and you'll probably see actual flare reviews in the future. The flares, of course, being the primary ammunition for this. Probably also see reviews on this stuff, 410. So, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Or if you want to PM me with the question, that's fine too. Thanks for watching.